Hi UNCW, I'm Mikaela Fleming with Port City Spotlight, and today is our Halloween episode, and I am joined by someone that you may know if you own a TV or you have a YouTube account, but Miranda Fabian, our host of Dub After Dark. Thank you for being here today with me.
Absolutely, love spending time with Mikaela.
Well, you know. Well, today we're going to talk about Halloween costumes, and the reason I chose Miranda to talk to us is not just because she's a lovely voice, but because you are a Halloween costume expert. So can you tell us about some of the Halloween costumes you've done in the past?
So yeah, I wouldn't go so far as to say that I'm an expert, but I've always been an overly dramatic person, and
Same.
I've been all about decorations and costumes and all that for a really long time. So for Halloween, I just like to go all out and be ridiculous. I think the one that I remember the most clearly and that some of my friends think is the funniest is that one time I was grapes for Halloween.
The fruit.
The fruit. So what I did was I wore all green, green sweatpants, green sweatshirt. I made a little hat out of leaves and vines, and I blew up purple balloons and I pinned them to myself. And I was going through my neighborhood trick-or-treating, and they wouldn't let me into the haunted house that our neighborhood had because they were afraid I was gonna pop. So that's definitely one that really stands out amongst my neighbors.
Did you pop at all?
No, made it through the whole night, you know.
That's surprising.
I didn't taste very good, unfortunately, but, you know,
Yeah.
that's life. The other, like, huge one that I went all out on was one year I was a basketball hoop. So, once again, I'm super dramatic. I got this huge cardboard piece to go on my shoulders, and I don't remember exactly how I did this, but I had it set up so the cardboard stayed on my shoulder the whole night. I must have harnessed it on somehow. And I fastened around that a coat hanger, a metal coat hanger to be the rim, and then I used yarn to create the net, and then I painted myself like a basketball, my face like a basketball, and so everywhere I went, I was this bored face like a basketball, and I wasn't even in my own neighborhood that time, so people were probably like, who is that? But can't dunk when my face is still in the net, you know what I'm saying?
So those are some pretty fantastic costumes, and I wish we could have been in costumes today, but it's not Halloween time yet. I did pick out kind of a spooky shirt. It's paws instead of jaws. It's a cat, because you know I'm all about the cats. But since we couldn't wear costumes today, we've decided that we are going to look at some interesting costumes that we found on the internet. Some couples costumes, some just really crazy costumes, to give you some unique ideas that aren't, you know, just from catalogs. So some fun ideas. So let's look at our very first picture.
Okay.
It is Edward Scissorhands and the Bush. So not sure if the audience has seen that movie. Have you seen that movie?
I have seen that movie. Not in a while, but gotta love Johnny Depp.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what's great, and you'll see in some of the other pictures, I just get really tickled when in a couple's costume someone is a plant or an inanimate object, because I'm all about staying in staying in character. So per se, how do you stay the bush all through the night is my question.
You know what? This is just me personally, but I feel like you could just have fun with it. If you're dressed as a bush on Halloween, how easy is it to go to some other bushes, real bushes, sit down next to the bushes, and as someone walks by, grab their foot? Like, how easy is it to do that? And, you know, maybe not to children, because don't want to make anyone cry, but
yeah,
your friend, I'd be down.
Yeah, and if you're feeling antisocial at the party, you can just go sit with the bushes and no one's going to really notice.
Yeah.
So
big excuse to drink some water.
Stay hydrated. All right, our next picture, like I said, it's another inanimate object. It's Bob Ross, the amazing painter, and his famous tree painting. I just really love when girls wear beards in Halloween costumes as well. But this is just, it's very artsy. What do you think?
You know what? I really enjoy the fact that they got like a canvas or a poster board, cut a hole out, and then must have spent the time. So to me, it's kind of like, did they paint the canvas first, or did they paint them both at the same time? But either way, that's a big commitment, and I love it. And, you know, it gives art the emotion that people are always talking about.
Yeah. So this is a good idea for the artistic students at UNCW. You know who you are.
Yes.
So this picture, Miranda, how about you explain this costume idea?
So this is actually what I'm gonna be for Halloween. I love Jimmy Fallon so much. I aspire to be him or his best friend. Either way, I'd be happy. And I'm super into sketch comedy. And Jimmy Fallon does a segment on his show called Ew, and it's a teen Nick show that he does, and it becomes Sarah with no H because H's are ew. And he brings guests on his show, and essentially, I'm gonna be Sarah for Halloween. She wears a huge pink bow in her hair and a purple dress and bright pink leggings, and she talks about things that are disgusting. And she really just like has a time of it as a teenager going through life. So if you see me on Halloween as Sarah, come say ew.
And she'll pretty much be in character the entire time because
that's the dream.
Miranda's dedicated. We're dedicated. Okay, so our next one, it's kind of shocking. So
I love the puns.
I think it's a great couples costume because it's totally doable because all you really need is like this giant yellow cardboard construction paper and you cut that out. Like I have horrible artistic skills when it comes to like painting and stuff, but I could cut this out. And I could cut out the holes in her shirt and stuff, so.
Yeah. It looks like she went all out and like actually burned the sides, so I really like that about it. I always love when people really go all out for their costumes and put the time in. I think what's really funny about this one is you're never gonna lose your date. You know what I'm saying? Like, she will never lose him wherever they go. He will be around and she will find him, so.
He'll stick out.
He will, a little bit.
So this next one, Tinder is a dark, scary place if you haven't heard of it, but I'm sure in the college setting we've all heard of Tinder. So this is one of our scarier costumes that we can talk about. I feel like it's totally doable though if you don't have a huge budget for Halloween, and as college students most of us don't. You just cut out the paper and you can write Tinder on it with the little special heart and the X. And the face paint is optional. You don't really have to. Because I think she's like a deer or a cat.
I don't know. I was thinking a tiger. I'm not sure. So tigers they got a love too, you know. But I think what's cool about this one is you could almost do this with any social media thing, especially Instagram. You could make it Instagram, anything like that. So versatile costume if you're looking for that.
And it's a good way if you want to be a cat for Halloween. But like, because if you want to be a cat for Halloween, but you don't want to just be a cat, you could be like an Instagram cat, because people will make Instagram profiles for their cats. So see, I'm really trying hard to come up with a cool cat costume that's not just a cat. So our next costume, it's very personal for us because this idea actually came to us from our head of production here at TealTV, Shanine. When I asked her what she thought a costume I should do for this Halloween should be. And she said for a couple's costume, it should be Doodle Bob from SpongeBob SquarePants, if you guys have watched the show, if you've had a childhood. And then the other person could be the pencil. At this point, he's going solo. He has his own pencil, it's just him. But, a blast from our past of childhood.
I think what's great about this costume is it gives you an excuse to be absolutely ridiculous the entire night. Obnoxious, annoy people, staying in character, am I right?
Yeah. It may not even be in character for people, it may just be light.
True.
Now something we want to talk about is, because in Halloween, sometimes girls like to be sexier, and you know what, that's good. So we're going to show you some sexy ideas for costumes. So our next one, sexy ghosts. What do you think about that?
Well, here's the thing. I'm all about staying warm on Halloween. October, it's a cold month. I'm not really up for the cold, so if you're trying to be something sexy, I mean, that is an option. I think it's clever, it's punny. You are a sexy ghost without being like a sexy ghost. So whoever came up with that, I give credit to them.
Absolutely. What's our next sexy costume?
Oh, man.
This one, like I said, when girls wear beards for Halloween, I just love that. And now it's just combining Lord of the Rings and sex appeal, and she's gonna stay warm, but she still looks fantastic. So So it's a good way to just like be sexy but still be funny.
I think the element of surprise is always good when you're doing anything. So, you know, she can wander wherever she's going, walk into the room. They're all like, oh, good costume. And then she's like, bam, like, yeah, it is. Didn't see that coming. So
it's like Angelina Jolie at the Oscars. Was it like a couple years ago? She just like stuck her leg out and changed the world. You could do that as Gandalf.
On Halloween.
Our next couple's costume, we have the very famous painting of the farmer and the farmer's wife. They look miserable.
They do look miserable.
But I think that's kind of the point. I just love a good couple's costume that's not when you go to like a Halloween store and you open the catalog. Like those are great, but if you can really just make something with your friends, you know, or your squad, because that's a term now.
Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like this one is definitely fun as well.
I enjoy it. I think if you're going to dedicate to the stoic face the whole night, then do your thing, and I give you credit because I can't commit to that for more than maybe 6 minutes. I don't know, but yeah. So go those costumes. And I mean, I think that if you have any cool Halloween costumes, you should tweet us at TealTV because we're always down to hearing your creative ideas. I know I am, just because I'm all about Halloween and dressing up. So
yeah, and it's going to be a fun Halloween. And I just want to thank you for coming on the show. Very happy to have you. Hope you were able to find the studio. I know it's kind of, you know, weirdly located.
Never been here before.
Yeah,
No, my cot's in the back. But yeah, thanks for having me. Love Port City Spotlight.
Thank you. Thank you. Love you. Love Dub After Dark. All right. Thank you, guys. If you're looking for an early taste of Halloween, the Halloween Festival fundraiser at Poplar Grove Plantation this weekend is the place to be. The usually beautiful and peaceful plantation gets a haunted makeover come every October. The festival includes a haunted house, wagon ride, a petting zoo, inflatables, and tons of food. Tickets are $15. Festivals start at 6 on Friday and noon Saturday and Sunday. If you dare, take on the paranormal ghost walk through the manor. Come discover the phantoms of Poplar Grove. They will provide you with the history, provide a scroll of the dead, and give you access to rooms that have shown paranormal activity. It's time to make your great escape this Halloween. The Cape Fear Escape Room is your perfect opportunity to test your teamwork abilities. Port City Spotlight recommends the Cape Fear Manhunt. Your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to solve the murder of a young college student before the murderer strikes again. How well would you work under the pressure of this 60-minute mystery? Complete the activity with your club or even your Greek life. All you need is at least 6 clever people to have a fun-filled night. Tickets are $26 per person, but drops to $21 per person if you book a total of 10 people. The venue is located at 5747 on Oleander Drive. To get more info, visit their website at capefearescaperoom.com. Explore Wilmington's dark history on a 2-hour adventure to the city's coolest, most intriguing, and best hidden local pubs. For a haunted pub crawl, you will hear ghostly tales of murder, love, humor, and debauchery. All guests must be 21 or older. The tour leaves at 7:15 p.m. You can get tickets at the Black Cat Shop in downtown Wilmington. No Halloween is complete without spooky stories of ghouls, ghosts, and of course, haunted houses. What better place to listen to terrifying tales than in their very own haunted house? This Saturday, the New Hanover County Public Library hosts its 4th annual Haunted Library and Spooky Storytelling for Kids. Mystery doors, mummy wrapping, trick-or-treat story walks, and other family-friendly activities will cover the first floor. On the second floor, there will be a scary storytelling performers, including the Dance Element, Samantha Hunt, Joseph Shepard, and Mr. Scooter, and the NHCPL Rap Club. The third floor will hold a library labyrinth, haunted by evil creatures and other terrors. Also, feel free to show off your costume at the photo booth and pick up a free comic book provided by Memory Lane Comics. Whether you want to browse the shelves of book spines or enjoy some spine-tingling Halloween fun, come visit the library this Saturday. This free event will take place from 6 to 9 p.m. at the main library in downtown Wilmington. Wherever you may be spending your Halloween, whether you're traveling out of town or staying right here in our port city, please remember to stay safe. Next week, we'll be spotlighting the Poetry Slam, taking place this Friday, the 23rd. Tune in for footage of the performances and an interview with the winner. Until then, I'm Mikaela Fleming, and this has been Port City Spotlight, spotting the life in your city.